Hey there, Terra 42. How are you all this fine evening? So I have a message that's needing to get out into, because it's just relentlessly bothering me. And it's that you've got someone that you've either recently left or have been parted from for a while. And if you're noticing that it's a black screen, yes, it's blacked out because of reasons. But anyways, there is someone that you left some time ago or recently, that has either been saying that you're seeing somebody else, making broad assumptions like that, or you're just out there acting like you're for the streets, right? And if you communicate to them in any way that you're not doing those things, and you're not talking to, you're not dating anybody, you're not seeing anybody, that's like an opportunity for them to swoop right back in. And what I am being given as a message is, and you can choose to do whatever you'd like to do. You're free, white, and over 21, whatever, or not, but, you know, we're human beings. We have a right to choose what we do. But I am encouraging whoever this may be for to not go back, to not open that door, because it's not a good door to open. This is a very strong message for someone, multiple someones. This is a collective. That's typically what I do. Once in a while I'll do signs and draw on energies there, but most of the time it's a collective. It could be anybody, any sign, male or female. If you are running into this situation where someone is being relentless with you, and this typically will fall into a narcissist type of relationship or some other type of relationship, put it where it fits. But my feeling is it's a romantic involvement. At some point it was a romantic involvement. And I am being urged to spread the message that it would be a very, 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 very bad, at least a huge setback for you, what you've done and what you've worked towards, even if it's a short-term separation, that you haven't been separated for very long. Any work that you've put towards it, I am being urged to tell you not to just, it's a bad idea. It's going to create a huge setback. It's going to interrupt most, if not all, aspects of your life. So there's that message. And let's see if maybe we can get some kind of clarification or whatnot from some cards. All right, let me put my spectacles on. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if I mentioned before that I had to have cataract surgery, which was a very strange thing. But I have such starkly different eyeballs now that I can't, when you have cataract surgery, you can't focus anymore. So like when you have a normal eye, not a bionic eye, you can kind of force it to focus, I guess, in a way. I don't really know how that all works, because I'm not a ophthalmologist or whatever you guys are called, that fix the e-balls. But anyways, so I have to have reading glasses sometimes. My eyes are good, sometimes they're bad. I think it has to do with the amount of sugar, maybe, that I put in my body. That's why things get a little blurry from time to time. But, let's see. Oh, look, bad health. Mature woman. Message of concern. Change. Alright, so what I'm seeing already is if you choose to go back to this, I do see that potentially health, you're going to have bad health. Now this can come in many different forms, right? So the image is that of somebody laying in bed with a nurse. Alright. But that is not always, it's not always a physical ailment when our health is bad, right? Because mental health is just as important as our physical health, because they're ultimately, connected. So, you know, if you step back into this energy, whatever it is, it does not feel good at all. And it could be that some of you are considering it. If you're having any lower back pains, that's guilt. Don't let somebody make you feel guilty and go back. Don't let them push you into that space, into a corner, because that's not from God. When you start feeling bad, that's not from God. That's not from your higher self. That's not from whatever it is you believe in that's good and pure. It's not from there when it makes you feel a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? We have mature woman, message of concern, change, and high honor. The numbers that are out are 31, 6, 14, 9, and 25. Perhaps you have an older woman in your family that's urging you, and maybe you think that their ideas are just old and tired, because I don't know why everybody thinks everybody that's older that has certain values and morals and ways of thinking, there's a reason that they do, and that's okay. It's okay to have some quote-unquote outdated beliefs, because that's kept them pure and on their purpose and on their path and able to give wise advice. Yes, we all have to learn our lessons or whatever, but if you know, there's reasons we have wise people in the world, and they don't have to be older, they can be younger and give very wise advice. And it said right next to it, it's a message of concern. So if this person, maybe you're questioning the reasoning that they have gotten to their concern, and they're trying to give you that message. If you think it's because they're, oh well, you don't understand, this is the way it is now, or whatever. Sometimes there's a reason that those thoughts or ways of thinking still exist in this world. And for example, what I mean by outdated thinking is, there are two types of women that came before us, right? There was the type of woman that was like, no, you must stay in a marriage regardless of what's happening. That is what I would call an outdated way of thinking, because if there's any kind of abuse or any kind of negative, and I don't mean like arguing about the bills or something that can be remedied. I'm talking about someone who's abusive in any way, shape, or form. Like that, staying with somebody like that, like even the Bible is not okay with that. Like, God was not okay with someone being abused. So, and I don't remember exactly which verse it was, but it tells you to forgive and go on about your life, ultimately, when you put it all together. But we're not supposed to stay in abusive relationships. So for anybody that says marriage is forever, no, God is not going to be mad at you if you leave an abusive relationship. There's a reason. You're protecting yourself, and that's not godly. Abuse is not godly or of a higher realm at all. It's very negative. It's very low functioning. It's not. So there's that kind of woman. Then there's the kind of woman that would have told you, you know, do what you have to do, find a way out, you know. And women have, for thousands of years, had to be sneaky. We were forced into being sneaky about things that we have to do. But I promise you that 9 out of 10 times when there's abuse or something of that nature in a relationship, if a woman is doing something sneaky to get out of that relationship, it's not to be nefarious. It's not to see what all she can get away with. It's not typically not that. You know what I mean? So you have outdated thinking and you have wise thinking that's worked for thousands and thousands of years for women and men too. But I'm feeling more like this is a woman in a bad way. But it could be a man. I don't see it. And when we go back to that bad health card, I'll just show you this again. Look, see how she is catering to him? And I know that, like, in this card, it's depicting that's her job, right? That's her profession. And so she's taking care of him. Sometimes people can be so manipulative that they use things just to get you to stay, right? Their happiness, their ability to function, their whatever it is. They use that. And so, with that being said, maybe don't disregard this older person's advice. Or at least don't think that it's them being old and stuffy, because chances are it's purely intended on helping you get out of a situation, even if it's going to take you a minute. But for those of you that have already been there, done that, and you're out of that relationship and you're him-hawing around, like, I know fucking life is hard right now. I guess I'm not supposed to drop the F-bomb. I don't know. Whatever. I don't make these for kids, so I don't know how that works. But if, what was I saying? Gosh darn. I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me, though. If you're out and you're maybe, oh, that's what I was saying. Life is hard for a lot of people right now. Like, money is hard to come by. It's like a thought occurred to me, like, all these prices have gone up for everything, right? Have any of the people that help sustain the food, clothing, all these things that we have to buy that have shot up in price and all this stuff, have any of the people that do those jobs to provide those materials or those products, whatever it may be, have any of those people gotten a raise that makes sense? Because when inflation happens, it's not just about the economy. No, price increases are because of wages, because of how much the products cost, and if they get products from this place and their products went up because of, you know, where are the raises? Where are the raises? So like, I get it, like, life is hard right now, right? And so maybe you're thinking, well, I was doing all right with them helping me out with the bills because they lived, you know, we lived together or whatever. Have faith. You walk by faith, not by sight. Walk by faith, not by sight. I promise you, the answer will come. You don't have to stay in a bad relationship. A way will be made for you. So just, and again, you're free to do whatever you want. I just feel like it's going to be a bad news bears situation if you go back, revert. Okay. So if we move forward and we don't go back and we don't slide back into something that we got out of or have been out of, you're going to start to see changes. They're going to be good changes. Maybe relocating, and maybe you find something that's more affordable, that you don't have to struggle as much. And you know, one of the reasons that maybe you're reconsidering the going back to a place that I feel you shouldn't. And with the changes is going to come high honor. So like your ancestors, God, your spirit team, they are going to be proud of you. They already are, since you've gotten away. They're going to be even more proud if you can continue to stay independent of this person. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, see now, the Lovers came out. So maybe there's new love coming towards you. You may not be ready for it yet. It doesn't have to happen just because it's like, ooh, hey, here I am. How you doing? It doesn't have to be that quick. It can be an easily, you know, slide into, you know, be friends, you know, get to know each other. And if you were in a toxic relationship before, really take some time getting to know somebody. I can tell you it takes about 3 months on average when you're comfortable with somebody for anything to really kind of slip out and be like, oh, there's the catch. But I feel like what you've been through, you can take those lessons and you can be like, if something doesn't feel right, you know. And but it looks good because you're going to have changes that are positive. You know, you're having the support of your spirit team, so you'll be better connected to them, I think, when you don't have all the distractions of that comes from a toxic relationship that's not from your higher self, God, whatever. See, and temperance, balance, finding meaning. And that, you know, finding meaning, you know, you could be finding meaning in what you went through. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're like, oh, God, why? How'd I miss that? What was the point? You know, people are either lessons or blessings that come into our lives. And ideally, when we've learned a lesson that's not so great, We're supposed to learn from that and take those lessons with us, release what you went through and whoever, or you know, whoever or whatever, and release it with love and move forward. And take those lessons and transmute them into, okay, so now I know what things I can look for. And again, you know, like I said it before, you don't want to like be so hyper focused on somebody's behavior that you're like, nope, your eye twitched. This ain't gonna work. You're boring. This ain't gonna work. I mean, you know, sometimes people are kind of afraid to say some of the things that they're interested in because it's not mainstream, or it's not, you know, not everybody thinks it's normal, or, and then, I mean, as long as it's not negative and it's not hurting anybody. Like, okay, I dated a guy one time, and he was kind of hesitant, and I don't really know why, because he was nerdy like me. But he kind of like held back that he was into the Dungeons and Dragons thing, and I'm like, oh no, that's cool. My brother and my cousin used to play that when I wanted to play so bad, but they never let me. They let me play one time with them, and it just, it's not so much my thing, because I'm not really a performer, if you get my drift. Like, never been, like, there's a performance required to be into that stuff. And I went somewhere with them on a date where they were going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons. They were like, yeah, play with us. And I was like, okay. They were like, and you walked into this room and you came upon so-and-so's player, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and they were like, and what do you do? And what's up? Oh, it was so embarrassing. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know these people, and I'm just like, and I'm a very quiet person. So, and he was so cute. Thinking of my younger days. Anyways, so they might not be as boring as you think they are. You know what I mean? They might just be like, oh, not everybody thinks that's fun. I mean, not everybody thinks that's exciting or whatever, but they might not be as, you know, without a personality. So don't write somebody, my point is, don't write somebody off just because they don't seem as interesting after you go on a date with them for the first time, or sit down and talk to them for the first time. They might just be shy or nervous, or like, oh God, I hope they don't think I'm a weirdo because I play video games as a pastime, because I don't want to, like, lose my shit in the real world, so I blow things up on video games, you know what I mean? Like, there's ways to relieve stress or whatever, and everybody has their own ways to do it. Some people work out, some people play video games, put it on God mode, so they can have all the cool weapons. I will neither confirm nor deny if I play video games. I do. Every now and then. But I don't play like the first shooter stuff. I play like Assassin's Creed and, you know, things like that. The Hierophant. Okay, so traditional religion. Maybe you stepped away from your foundational beliefs and you're being called back to that. Maybe question the rules that you've given yourself. Maybe there it is. Maybe you need to balance yourself on what you believed before so that you can allow this new love to come in. Because Temperance talks about balance, and the Hierophant talks about, you know, traditions, conformity, things like that. So maybe your prior beliefs, maybe your beliefs are outdated. Maybe that's, you know, like how you find yourself someone, or, you know, whatever. Maybe you just need to switch up where you go, or I know it's 2023. Dating apps have been around since, pretty sure Match.com was around when I was like 17 or 18. I don't know when that first came out. I'm old. I was alive when the internet was invented. By who said they invented it? I don't know. I forget. But not invented, but first available to the public. We'll put it that way. But I'm not a real big fan of it. Like, I know that cool things can happen from it, but some of it's, I don't know. I watch the ID channel occasionally and see videos online about how creepers found somebody on a dating website and did horrible, unspeakable things. Like, but again, it's 2023. Y'all gonna do what you do. But just be careful. You know, obviously. You haven't heard that message enough in the last however many years. But you're coming, let's see, you're avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, diversity. Okay, so yeah, the 501s, you're not in competition or a battle, but you're avoiding it. And so maybe that is what it is you're balancing your prior belief system into something a little bit more fair, balanced. It's going to be different than the last time. So I do see that this is going to go well for you, as long as you, like I said, as long as you don't backslide into chaos. Because here's the thing about chaos when it's in our life. When you're used to chaos, right? So let's just say you're used to run, go. And then one day you decide, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired and I need me time, right? I need to do some self-care. And what happens is, you know, I don't want to use that as an example. Let's use somebody that's an alcoholic, right? Let's say you go out, you drink, party. And all these people are there and they're like, this is fun. Everybody's drunk, everybody's doing their thing, whatever. You wake up, hangover, get drunk again. It's a cycle, right? I did 5 bad things this night, but I went out and got drunk and forgot about those 5 things, but then I did 10 more this night. And so I just started drinking them again, right? So it becomes a cycle, right, of avoidance. And it feels like it's a lot of fun because you've got all these people around you that are also doing the same thing. They're going out, they're drinking, having fun. Everybody seems like they're having a really good time, right? And then you decide, I don't want to do that anymore. Well, guess what? All those people that were there for a good time aren't going to be around. Some of them might be, you know, if they were like genuine friends or whatever, and they just like to party or whatever, or they only came out every once in a while. You're going to have some people, maybe. But most of the people that you spent all that time and energy going out and partying are going to be gone. They're going to be MIA, and you're going to feel like your life is boring. You're going to feel so bored. And why is that? Well, ultimately, it's because all of those people that you thought were your friend are no longer around. They were only there when you were doing the things that were maybe destructive for yourself, that you've decided that you didn't want to be a part of anymore. And then all of a sudden there's your life becomes so quiet and still that's where a lot of like alcoholics and drug addicts will fall back into those same cycles, is because they're missing that community that came with that environment, you know, with those choices. And a lot of the reason why people can't stay sober is because they don't cut ties, and that temptation is always there. And of course the temptation is always there, but it's even worse when you're around the people that do it still, or, you know, aren't respecting that you're no longer doing whatever, A, B, C, or D. So be okay with yourself. Do the work, become very good friends with yourself, because it's going to seem lonely, especially if you did most everything with that person that you were with. It's going to seem very lonely. It's going to seem very boring. The things that you did, you know, say every Friday night or every Saturday night, you had date night or whatever, and it's no longer there, and you start to miss that, and you're like, maybe it wasn't so bad after all. But then you need to do it. You need to do a checklist, even if it's mentally. You don't even have to write it down. Just think about all the things that made you want to get out of it, and really think about them, not dramatically, not overindulging yourself in, oh, well, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that bad when it really was, you know. Or if it wasn't that bad and you're trying to make it worse than it was, you know, just be honest. It's just you. It's just yourself. Just be honest with yourself. And, you know, if you have to go no contact, or if you've already gone no contact, leave it that way, because that makes it easier. Especially if you don't have anything together, like kids, mortgage, car payments, whatever. It makes it a lot easier if you don't have all of those other things. So that is my message. I'm gonna cut it off here because it wasn't intended on being a super long message. I just felt like somebody needed to hear. You're doing good, kid. Keep going. Stay strong. Listen to the advice that somebody's trying to give you, even if it's just me, because I'm old and I'm kind of old school, old-fashioned thinking. Not too judgmental, actually. I mean, I have feelings about certain things, but they're not really more politically based or moral, which is politics ultimately, but whatever. Anyways, you're doing good. Keep doing good. Keep moving forward, because you are going to see positive changes in your life that's going to bring balance, new love, or, you know, new friendship at least. Keep moving forward. You got this. Okay, that's it. Love you. Bye.